Now, your Big 2 forecast first with meteorologist Derek Sibley.
Well, hello, everybody. It was a very hot day across West Texas today, and tomorrow we can expect even more warmer temperatures with highs easily into the 103-degree range. And coming up in that full forecast, I'll break down this day planner for you, and I'll go over what the temperatures look like today across West Texas. Big 2 first. Big 2 News at 10 starts right now.
Next, the bond between a man and his best friend. We tell you how one service dog turned its owner's life upside down. Also, the second annual fire truck poll in Monahans today. We have the winner. And Rays of Hope Children's Grief Center hosting its volunteer training. We tell you their work's impact right here in the Basin.
Live from Midland, Odessa, and Big Spring, we're Basin trusted, Basin proud. This is Big 2 News at 10.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight for this weekend edition of Big 2 News at 10. I'm Jian Kim. Well, the Odessa police is currently investigating 7 groping incidents, all believed to have been committed by the same suspect. All of the incidents occurred at an apartment complex in the area of University and Oakwood and 52nd Street and Tanglewood. The suspect is targeting females who are alone, sometimes surprising the victims from behind and other times claiming to be looking for a lost dog. The suspect is described as a thin Hispanic male wearing a cap and bandana. He is approximately 5'6" to 5'9" and has dark hair. Anyone with information in reference to this investigation is encouraged to contact OPD or the Odessa Crime Stoppers. And the Ector County Sheriff's Department is warning residents of a new scam. The caller is claiming to be with the Ector County Attorney's Office. The Attorney's Office does not conduct business in this manner, and citizens are advised to not give out any information over the phone. And 3 people are dead after a fatal car crash in Lee County. It happened Friday at about 10:45 p.m. on State Road 18, milepost 41 between Hobbs and Eunice. Travis Wheeler was driving a 2009 Nissan Altima traveling north in the wrong direction in the southbound lanes. He collided head-on with Linda Sandoval, driving southbound in a 2017 Chrysler. Both sustained fatal injuries in the collision and were pronounced dead at the scene. An unidentified male in the Nissan Altima was also pronounced dead at a local hospital later. Alcohol appears to be a contributing factor. And here are your traffic alerts for the upcoming week. In Midland, crews will be paving the road at Andrews Highway and Midland Drive after a water line break. It is scheduled for Monday and Tuesday. Traffic restrictions are expected from 9 to 4 p.m. every day, with various lane closures and restrictions through traffic on Andrews Highway. In Odessa, work will begin Monday on University between Andrews Highway and Grandview. Construction will widen the road to 5 lanes and traffic will be reduced to 2 lanes, so please use alternate routes. The speed limit will be 30 miles per hour. And staying in Odessa, a contractor will be installing utility taps on Dixie north of 42nd Street. Southbound traffic will be reduced to 1 lane between Douglas Avenue to Gage Street. There will also be no left turns onto Gage Street. Traffic control will be installed on Wednesday and last up to 10 days. In Ector County, crews will be working on Loop 338 near West University Boulevard on Monday. Alternating lane closures may be needed for repairs. Also in Reeves County, crews will be working on FM 2007 starting Tuesday and ending on Friday. Alternating lane closures may also be needed for repairs. And lastly, in Martin County, crews will be making repairs on FM 846 on Tuesday and Wednesday. As always, please obey flaggers and warning signs. While the ability to carry out day-to-day tasks may not be so easy for some in the community, the Permian Basin Amputee Alliance hosted its presentation on mobility dogs today. Big 2's Felice Romero joins us live with a heartwarming story of the bond between a man and his best friend. Felice.
Gian, I spent the day getting to know Joe Banda and his dog, Mikovy. Banda says Mikovy is key to his mobility and encourages others to look into getting a mobility service dog.
I don't see myself ever living a day without Mikovy.
They say a dog is a man's best friend. For Joe Banda, that statement couldn't be any more true.
We spend all day together at work. We ride the elevator up to the floor and we're talking, you know, are you ready for a good day? And so I always have somebody to talk to. I always have somebody in the car. And so I don't see myself living a day without him anymore.
Banda lost his legs when he was 3. He says ever since he saw someone with a mobility dog a couple years ago, he grew curious.
Talking to him and asking him why he used a service dog, what kind of things the mobility service dog did for him. And then I learned that maybe I could use some of those commands for me at home. He does commands like picking up things for me at the house. When I'm not wearing my legs especially, he's very helpful to turn on and off the light. If I forget to close a drawer, he'll close it for me, things of that nature.
Mobility dogs start their training when they're just pups and then go through a 2-week training with their handler.
First of all, it's impossible not to fall in love with these dogs. So you'll fall in love from the get-go. There's never been anything more loyal than these types of dogs.
Canine Companions for Independence says Mikovy is eligible for work until he's 10. Then he will retire and can be adopted by Banda.
Mikovy has an option to go with anybody else, but he chooses to stay with me even at home. He'll be sitting next to me versus my wife or my daughter.
Banda says even after Mikovy retires, he will look into getting another mobility dog.
Using a mobility service dog is an essential part to my mobility going forward.
One of the best things about Canine Companions is that all the training is free. And as you saw, when the time comes for them to retire, their handlers have first dibs if they want to adopt them. For more information on Canine Companions for Independence, go to yourbasin.com. Live in the studio, Feliz Romero, Big 2 News.
Adorable pups makes me miss my own. Thank you, Felice. Well, Rays of Hope Children's Grief Center held their volunteer training today. Rays of Hope is an outreach of hospice in Midland, serving over 500 children from ages 4 to 18 that have gone through any type of loss or change in their lives. Director Jesse Morgan says children who have experienced traumatic events before the age of 18 are more prone to substance abuse, suicide, sleep issues, and health issues later in life. In order to do what they do, Morgan says they're in search of more volunteers as the need continues to grow in West Texas.
It is very crucial. It's important work that our volunteers do because these kiddos need support, especially from caring adults in their lives. And so this just adds another layer of that support from people around them. And they know that there are people in their community that are out there spending their time pouring into them.
Rays of Hope is looking to recruit at least 30 more volunteers this year. The second annual Monahans Fire Truck Pull was hosted today by Ward Memorial Hospital. The event supports Special Olympics Texas. 9 teams competed in 3 different divisions, broken up into first responders, civilians, and women's division. All funds will be used to support local athletes in the Permian Basin and Big Bend area. The Monahans Fire Department took home the best time of 17 seconds. Their next community event will be Special Olympics night at the Rockhounds game. It will be next Thursday at 7 p.m. Well, the Midland ISD School Board approved performance contracts for 6 new partnerships to operate within the district. The 6 campuses opened this week. Their public schools developed through a partnership with MISD and a nonprofit organization. Leaders at the institutions can select and create their own curriculum, determine school schedule and hours, and have full control over the budget. MISD Superintendent Orlando Riddick stated, quote, "Innovation schools provide opportunities for our district to work with Midland College and other partners to meet the need of diverse learners." And a 3-year-old child was found dead in a car seat in Plainview. The Plainview Police and Fire Department responded to the 3600 block of Olton Road in reference to a car on fire. This happened yesterday at 2:45 p.m. Officers arrived to find the child in the back of a silver-colored Chrysler. The child's father was present at the time of the event and was detained for further investigation. And a Texas man is in jail for fatally shooting a 9-year-old girl in her home. Police say 19-year-old Tyrese Simmons went into the apartment complex where the girl lived to confront another man who lives in a different unit. Both men are reportedly rappers and have shared disparaging remarks about each other on social media. Simmons allegedly went to the back of the complex Wednesday and opened fire when the man he came to confront did not come out of his apartment. The bullet struck 9-year-old Brandania Bennett in the head, killing her. Simmons is in jail on a $500,000 bail. And a university in Houston is reacting to a racist flyer found near a residence hall. The flyer shows caricatures of the 4 Democratic congresswomen of color with the words "send them back." And on the bottom, it refers to the women as infestation. Rice University's President David Lebron stated, "This is indeed disgusting. It would be so at any time and any place." Rice University police has opened an investigation, but so far it's unknown who posted the flyers. And now to the funeral in El Paso that touched the lives of one special man. The community came together to show their support for a widower whose wife was killed in that Walmart massacre. ABC's Kaylee Hartung is in El Paso with the emotional outpouring.
Thank you, folks. I love y'all, man. Really, it's wonderful.
Antonio Basco has spent the days since August 3rd in shock. His wife of 22 years, gone. But what you see here is a different kind of disbelief.
I love y'all, man.
When Margie Record was killed inside this El Paso Walmart with 21 others, Antonio lost his only family member. Afraid he would mourn his beloved bride alone, he welcomed anyone to attend her memorial service. Social media amplified the call to action. Flowers sent from all corners of the country filling this church, and El Pasoans filling the streets surrounding it.
We didn't know Margie, but I had to tell my family we have to be there as a family, all of us.
It is people from all walks of life, any and every type, coming together and just showing support for someone that they've never met before. That, to me, is the heart and soul of El Paso.
Some 30 FBI personnel, like Special Agent Daniel Ramos, among the hundreds waiting outside for hours to pay their respects. Each person here grieving this community's tremendous loss in their own way.
We kind of feel like you can only donate so much blood, buy so many t-shirts.
Showing up here means something different.
Yes, it feels more emotional.
We love you. You're not alone.
Oh, thank you.
We got your back.
Just days ago, they were strangers. In tragedy, Antonio has found family.
Well, family and friends gathered to mourn and remember the lives of 4 children who died in a daycare fire last weekend in Erie, Pennsylvania. Father of the 4 children, Luther Jones, is a volunteer firefighter. He was working another call while his fellow firefighters fought the daycare fire. A funeral service for the 5th child, Delvin Packley, will be held on Monday. A couple is now in custody for allegedly abandoning the body of a 2-month-old baby in a field in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Kenosha police are now confirming the death of 2-month-old Jaleesa Adams Friesen after their investigation determined her body was abandoned in a field near 50th Street and 52nd Avenue. The suspects have not been charged, but Kenosha police are identifying them as 36-year-old Hazel Friesen and 21-year-old Monica Adams. They last saw the baby in late July. And after being off limits to tourists for years, the Washington Monument will reopen to the public next month. It's got a new security screening facility and a modernized elevator control system. It first closed after a rare 5.8 earthquake in 2011. It reopened in 2014, but huge problems with the elevator led it to close again in September 2016. Nearly 3 years later, crews are finally putting the last touches on a new and improved entrance and wrapping up other work. The monument is finally expected to reopen September 19th at 9 in the morning. And coming up, record high temperatures and extreme dryness often calls for fire. We tell you how the state is staying one step ahead of trouble.
And speaking of very hot temperatures, it sure was a very hot day across West Texas today. In fact, we were just a degree shy of tying that record back in 1969 of 106 degrees. Today we hit a high of 105. Even the low temperatures were very warm, about 12 degrees above the normal there of 69, with that low temperature record today of 81. Coming up in that full forecast over how long these temperatures will stick around and if we have a cool down anytime soon. Stay with us.